Hi, I'm Alaina Campbell. I'm the Executive Director for the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce. I want to welcome you to the first edition of our brand new show called the Shop Local Show. The purpose of the show is to help connect you with local businesses right here in the Orion area and in the village of Lake Orion. What many of you probably don't know is that we have some amazing business owners here in our community who really care about our community and give back to our community. Maybe you've never met the owner of the local grocery store that you like to shop at, or the car dealership where you bought your car. So this is our opportunity to help introduce you to those individuals. Today we're going to start out with the youngest members of our chamber. We just started a new arm of the chamber. It's called our Junior Chamber. And it's open to individuals who are business owners, young entrepreneurs between the ages of 10 and 25 years old. So here with me today, I have 4 of our youngest members of the chamber. We're going to introduce each one of them today, and we're going to ask them how they got started and why they got started doing the business that they do. So first of all, why don't I have each of you introduce yourselves and tell us the name of your business. And let's start at the end with Anthony.
I'm Anthony. I own an entertainment company.
And what's the name of your entertainment company?
Yeah, that might help. Sorry. It's Handsleight Entertainment, or just Handsleight, and you book kind of the best magicians in the area from that and any other your party favor needs and stuff.
Great. And next?
I'm Nick Deprey, and I work with Alex at Alaina Phone Repair, and we fix anything from phones to computers and hopefully more electronics later.
Great.
I'm Alex Chudzinski. I am the owner and founder of Lake Orion Phone Repair. Anything from phones to computers, we're expanding now, so it's going to be good.
Great. And right next to me?
I'm Constance Millage, and I own Lucy's Camp Companions.
Great. Okay, so I'm going to ask each of you why you got started with your business. Like, what inspired you to become a business owner? So Anthony, why don't we start with you?
I never thought I would turn into a business. However, I just kind of, as I was growing up doing magic and stuff like that, I got so booked and so well known in the area where I couldn't handle all my own bookings. So it turned into, all right, well, I got to book other performers, and oh man, there's still more money to be made. Oh, I can rent out tents, I can rent out, inflatables and things like that, and then it just boomed.
Great. And at what age did you perform your first magic trick?
5.
At 5 years
Yep.
old. Was it at home with your parents or in front of your family, or?
Yeah, it was probably at home. I don't remember. I just know I started around 5,
Okay.
but it was probably at home. Some really lousy one for my dad or mom or something where they just kind of played along. But
So it was something you just fascinated you.
yeah. Another he's still in the area. A good friend of mine, Baffling Bill. I remember seeing when I was young at a birthday party. He does a lot of birthday parties, and I saw him, and I can still see him today. I saw him not too long ago doing a show, but I think he kind of helped inspire he probably gave me my first magic kit, to be honest. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Great. So Nick, how did you, or why, first of all, why did you start fixing, I know your specialty is fixing computers, correct?
Yep.
So what got you started doing that?
Well, I built my first computer when I was 12, and the reason that I ended up building it was because my friend's brother told me that it'd be a lot cheaper to have me build my own than to buy one that's pre-built. And so the first one that I built wasn't necessarily by myself. I had the help of my friend's brother, who was 17 at the time. But it ended up getting me my first computer that was all mine, and we built it ourselves, and I learned a lot in the process. And then ever since then, I've never bought a pre-built computer, and I've always built my own because it's cheaper and because I get to really control what I put into it. And I started off just building computers, and then down the line, stuff started breaking, as it always does, and I had to learn how to fix it. And the best diagnostic tool out there is Google.
Right.
And so I would look stuff up and figure out how to fix it, and in the process, learning more and more and more about computers. And I mean, I would never consider myself an expert because the world of technology is just growing and growing every day. But
Right.
I'd like to think that I know a lot and I can fix just about anything that anyone throws at me.
Right. So it was kind of out of necessity.
Yeah.
You know, you wanted a better computer, and so you figured out
Yeah.
how to build a computer, your own computer. And then, of course, I'm sure by building a computer, you then know how to fix the computer because
Yeah.
you understand how it's made. So that's very interesting how you got started in that. And so, Alex, cell phone repair.
Yeah.
How did you start fixing cell phones?
Okay, so mainly how it first started was back in, I think it was 7th or 8th grade, I got my first smartphone, which was the iPhone. And that's when they first started putting glass on the phones. And I mean, it's a bad decision for them, but I mean, it's good for me now. But the screens will shatter on them. And my brother and I both had shattered screens. And at the time, you'd have to pay a ton of money to get it fixed somewhere. And I just decided that I could just pull it apart myself because ever since I was little, I just like to take things apart and put them back together. And I bought 2 screens and replaced both of them. And then from on that point, in high school, I would have the kids buy the part, and then I would just charge them to replace it. And then recently, about a year and a half ago, I borrowed $300 from my mom and bought a couple screens to start the business. And ever since then, everything I made for profit last year, I just invested it back into the company. And now I have 100 screens in stock and a bunch of parts, and pretty much know the ins and outs of a phone. Kind of learned it the hard way, fixing people's phones and thinking I broke it, but just something not connected right or dust in the connector or something like that.
Right, right.
But
And you and Nick and Alex, you both just graduated from high school
yes.
in 2015. And so you probably had a pretty good market
Yeah.
at high school.
Yeah,
Kids are always dropping their cell phone and breaking their screen, and they
Yeah.
probably don't want to tell mom and dad.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that-
they would contact you.
Yeah. So actually, like in school, that's kind of how it started. I would fix them during class. The teachers wouldn't mind if I did it during class and still did my work. So I would like meet them in the hallway and pick up their phone and drop it off the next hour. And it got to the point where I was doing 4 or 5 a day during school, and I would be in class, and the teacher would pop their head in and like do the finger to me like I'm in trouble, and they would like bring me to their room and they drop their phone in the water, and I had to fix it for them. And the teachers were calling me out of class to look at their phones and stuff, and I don't know, it just felt right, so I just went with it.
That is great. That is great. Now, do you have a plan for your business this year to try and keep your name in the high school?
Yeah, so I have some plans on keeping it in there.
Good.
I mean, I can't really do them at school anymore since
Right.
I'm not a student, but I have some ideas to keep the business there. I mean,
Right.
everyone pretty much knows my name. So.
Right. Good, good. So now we have Constance Millage, who's the youngest member of the chamber. You are how old?
I'm 10.
10 years old. And Constance, you are homeschooled as well, correct?
I am.
So how did you get started? First, what's the name of your business?
My business is Lucy's Camp for Companions.
Okay. And how did you get started?
I started because my love for animals and my passion. And I started because my dad inspired me because he owns Millage Family Chiropractic.
So you saw your dad start a business, and that was kind of intriguing to you?
Yes.
Great. And you thought, wow, I'd like to start a business and make some money.
Yeah.
So you combined that with your passion, which is caring for pets.
Yes.
So what types of pets do you care for?
I care for mostly domesticated.
Okay.
And we can do farm animals, domesticated animals.
Great. So a lot of cats and dogs.
Yes, a lot of cats and
Any like hamsters?
Yes, I've took care of a hamster.
Okay. Guinea pigs probably, maybe. Yes. Okay. And so when you go in to take care of a pet, what are some of the things that you would do?
Well, if they had back problems or hip problems, I would massage them for about an hour if you wanted. And I would play with them for a long time. I would cuddle with them. I'll talk to them if they need it. And I'll walk them for a long time.
Take them out and walk them? Wow.
And pick up the yard.
Wow. She even picks up the yard. You're hired. That's amazing. That's amazing. And do you know about how many clients do you have right now?
I I'd say about 15.
15 or so?
10.
Okay.
Somewhere around there.
Great, great. Okay, I want to go back to Anthony here and talk a little bit more about your business too. What types of magic do you specialize in? Any certain type? I know I've seen your fire show before during the lighted parade at Christmas time, which is absolutely amazing. So tell us a little bit about the different types of magic that you do or shows that you put on.
Specialty-wise, what I can, perform and stuff, it constitutes anything from like magic and illusion to mentalism, which is a more kind of, corporate show with mind reading and stuff like that, and fire. But that doesn't stop me there, because like I said, if I can't figure out, if I don't have the talent to do something, I have someone else who I subcontract, who I know is reliable, know is going to show up and has, a very, very nice rate to the event. So anything that I can't really perform, I definitely try and find. I've had the weirdest requests even. I've had someone wanted for a senior-only party, someone wanted a toilet racing kind of thing. So I had to find someone in the business who had like motorized toilets, and I found it and sent them to that all-night party. It was a lot of fun.
So people can call you with all kinds of ideas, and
Yep.
you'll help them find what they're looking for their experience, whether it's for a business, maybe as a team building experience or entertainment for a business event, all the way to a birthday party or
yeah, there are days where actually tomorrow there's I'll be going to a birthday party, then I'll be going to Buffalo Wild Wings for a show, and then this weekend I'll be doing just a family party where they have their whole family get together, and then I have to go, I have to go out of state, and I go down to Illinois, and I'm going to do a corporate show. So it's
Okay.
like, I'll be performing for kids during the day, and then at night I get to, go do the really big, cool stuff that I like to do with fire and mind reading.
And you do other things as well, right? Tent?
Yep, I do tent rentals. I'm looking to get those wacky inflatable guys that like wave their hands around, because those are always fun. But I do tent rentals, and I rent out like face painters and balloon artists for family and carnivals and stuff like that.
Okay, great. So Nick, tell me a little bit about some of the computers you've fixed, or things that you've done. Anything really unusual, or somebody put a peanut butter sandwich in the DVD player, or
I don't think anything that weird, but
no.
well, like the first ones that I really started fixing, like when I was younger, would always be like my family's. My grandma's computer would run super slow because she downloaded some viruses or something. I'd fix it and clean those up. Like a lot of software stuff. And then recently, ever since I started working with Alex, a lot of the stuff I've been doing is laptops, which is like, it's not a computer, it's a laptop.
Right.
But they seem to break more frequently than computers do.
Laptops do?
Yeah. I don't know if it has something to do with the build quality of it.
Okay.
But I seem to be getting a lot of them that are just running extremely slow, and a lot of them with hardware issues. And laptops are, they're a lot more difficult to take apart than computers are.
I was just going to ask you that, if they were a little bit harder to fix because they're so compact, everything's...
Yeah, well, like to get into the hardware of a computer, all you have to do is just slide off one of the sides. But to get into the laptop, you have to start taking apart all the screws. And the other day, I think I had like 70 screws sitting there on our desk, taking apart a laptop.
Wow. And you don't want any parts left over when you put it back together,
Yeah,
right?
no, that's bad.
Right. So Alex, what's one of the more unusual?
There's been a lot. Well, the most unusual one I've had actually was from one of the counselors at my school. I did her phone a couple times, and she brought me her iPad, and she was like, I lost my iPad. It's been gone for 3 months, and she ended up finding it behind her couch, and it was shattered from her son. Her son ended up biting the corner of it and shattering the glass.
He got hungry.
Yeah, or she said he was mad at it and bit it. He was only like 3 or 5, and there was another time, actually, I've had 2 people come to me, and they were making like chocolate strawberries, and they dropped their phone in the molten chocolate, and I had to take the phone apart and get all the chocolate out.
Okay, don't talk on your phone when you're melting chocolate. There's a good tip.
It was weird the first time, but the second time, another person called me, and I thought it was the same person, but it was different, which was really weird. But Those
Oh,
were
the chocolate again.
Yeah, 2 different people did it. So
Okay, that is very unusual.
yeah, so it happened 2 times with 2 different people, which was kind of weird.
Okay. So what are the next steps for your business? I know you just graduated from high school. And
Yeah. So what we do now is mainly phone repair, screens, power, like power buttons, batteries, water damage, stuff like that. I just purchased a micro soldering station, so Nick and I are getting into laptops like charging ports, USB ports. It's crazy how small I can solder now. Pretty much the size of a grain of sand. You can solder it on the board and take it off. So we're bringing some of that repair back to Michigan because a lot of that stuff I had to send out to have it done.
So now you can do it yourself.
Yeah, now I can do it myself. So we're expanding to the computers, more phones and tablets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alex is going to get one of my phones today, and he's going to change the
Charging port on
the
it.
charging port on it, our backup phone. So I'm excited to have him fix that for us. So, and Alex has already fixed my other brand new phone for me as well. So
Yep.
it's been great getting to know him. So, and Constance, what about you? Do you have any plans for expanding your business or taking on different types of pets or anything new that you want to learn and incorporate into your business?
What I want to get into my business is farm animals. I want to take care of more farm animals, and I want to expand my business.
Great. Okay. So maybe larger animals like horses
Yeah.
and cows and pigs, maybe chickens, or have you ever taken care of a chicken yet? Or?
Yes,
Yes?
I'm
She has. Amazing. Great. So was it somebody's pet chicken or just somebody had chickens that were
someone had chickens.
that were laying hens?
It was one chicken. It was just one.
Oh, they had one chicken.
One.
Okay.
I think it was just a pet or something.
Okay. Okay. And I'll bet that was interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Well, good. That's great. I want to start now too and ask if you have any tips that you would like to give the audience. I know I was talking to Alex the other day about my cell phone after I broke it again. I asked him for some advice on how I could best protect it. And he was really helpful in steering me in the direction of a really good case and glass that I could put over the screen to protect it. So if you have any type of tips or advice for people, I know Anthony, you do a lot of parties and a lot of corporate events. Any good tips that you want to throw out there for people when they're planning something like that?
Oh man, just to keep it simple, because this will be a lot spread around, but I think that the best tip that I have first is always plan ahead. Don't call last minute. Second, I forget who said this, but it's something that I've lived by, and probably the reason why I charge what I do. But cheap entertainment costs a lot more. You spend $150 on a guy for your corporate event, he's probably not going to show up, and if he does, he's probably not going to do a good job. And that's the thing. You want the good acts, you got to pay for them, and you want good business, you got to pay for it. So don't look for a bargain in the entertainment industry, because you're going to get some guy who got off work at 5 o'clock and he's rushing to do your show with the props that he could have forgotten at home, or something that isn't well rehearsed. There's people like me who spend 3 or 4 hours a day practicing, and it shows.
Yes.
And then there's the people who they're talented, but they don't have the practice time that they need to put in these great shows and to get these standing ovations that, I feel like I deserve at the end of a show, when people stand up and clap, or when, I get hired back every year for the same event because it's, you've done a great job. Right.
And Anthony, you do a great job too. I love watching your videos that you post on Facebook.
Yep.
You'll do different illusions and film yourself and post them on Facebook, and I really enjoy watching those.
Yeah, I record all my, from my phone actually, so if it ever breaks, I'll give you a call. But I record my practice sessions, and when I finally have gotten these tricks down, I'm able to review it. So I'll probably spend an hour at a time, and then I'll watch the videos and say, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong, this is what I need to do next. And once it's finally posted, if I like it, I'll put it on my Instagram, and that shares it viral. And then some of my videos get up to like close to seriously like 100,000 views, and then I've had some videos that don't even pass like 300. So it's like funny.
Wow, 100,000 views. That's pretty impressive.
Yep, there's a bill change one that was floating around right now with.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
I did see that one. Yes, very good. Very good. So Nick, any advice for computers out there?
Yeah. A great tip of advice I would say is to stay away from like corporate help with your electronics, with anything. You know, if you have a broken anything, keep it small. Like there used to be a really cool shop on Baldwin that was Egghead, and it was a small owned business, and they would really help you one-on-one with anything. And like taking your stuff to Best Buy, not only are they going to overcharge you, but they might not necessarily know what they're doing. And they're not really in it for the customer, they're in it for themselves. And I know that, I mean, even if anyone has even a question about anything, I know me and Alex would be more than happy to help you, you know?
Right.
Like any just advice on anything, like it's not just about money, you know, we're in it to help people too.
Right.
And so, yeah, I would keep it local and stay in the small business game, especially
Right.
with stuff like
Plus
that.
the personal service.
Yeah.
The personal service
Yes.
that people get. Alex, I know you've given me
Yeah.
a lot of tips on my cell phone, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
So,
so-
what's your top?
The main tip I have is put a good case on your phone. Don't buy a cheap $5 case or one of those soft rubber ones. You're going to want a case that clamps over the front. Any case that, if you can look at your phone and there's a lip over the screen, is good. You don't want to be able to take the case off easily, because if you drop it face down, the case is going to come off, and it's going to be like there wasn't even a case on it. And one of the other best protections you can get is a tempered glass screen protector. They are pretty much just tempered glass, same thing as your windshield. So it will take the impact and disperse it out on top of your screen instead of your screen taking it. So that screen protector is actually made of glass, and that will break before the screen itself does. And they do really work. They're very great.
Okay, that's great. And that's the advice that you gave me, which was so helpful. Hopefully I won't be back with another cracked screen.
Yeah.
So I appreciate it. And what about you, Constance? Any tips or advice for people when they're looking for someone to care for their pet, or in caring for their pet?
Yes, I like to say that kennels, I don't think they're that well. I think my business is better than kennels, because kennels, your dog can get sick because there are so many dogs that could be carrying diseases.
And because you go to someone's home.
Yes, I come to you.
Right, so the pet can stay in their home.
And I add tailor-made care for your pet.
Great.
No comforts of their home.
Great, great, great. So I hope everyone enjoyed the show today. We hope to bring this to you on a regular basis and introduce you to different local business owners. I want to thank all of our guests here today. They were very brave and very willing to come on the show. They're the first ones to be on this brand new show, so we were really excited that they agreed to be with us here today. We've learned a lot from all of you, and we're so inspired. It's wonderful to see young people out there starting businesses. And if anyone is interested in joining our Junior Chamber program, we'd love to have you join us. We provide mentorship. We can hook you up with experienced business owners in any field that you might need help with. We provide you with networking opportunities, and we can really help get your name out there in the community to help grow your business. And if you want information about our program, you can call the Chamber at 248-693-6300. And why don't we have each of you give your name and your phone number again really quickly. So Anthony.
My name's Anthony Grupido, so if you ever need entertainment, it's 248-563-7867. If I don't get back to you, I'll get back to you in 24 hours.
All right, and Nick?
Nick Deprey, if you have any problems with your computers, my personal number is 248-917-1933, and we also have an office on Indianwood Road at 118 Indianwood Road.
Great. Alex?
Alex Chudzinski. My phone number, it's actually my business and personal phone number. It's 248-420-0016. Phone never breaks, doesn't want to turn on. I mean, if you can't call me, I have my Facebook and Twitter, which is just at LO Phone Repair. So if you can't text me or call me, you can always message me online.
Great. And Constance, how do we get a hold of you?
I'm Constance Millage. You can you can call Little Steve's Canvas Companions at 248-385-7861.
Great. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today, and we look forward to hosting another set of business people in the near future.